Hey everybody, welcome to What Culture. I'm Scott, I'm joined by Ash. Hello.
Hello.
Now we're going to dissect the latest Predator banter tours because there's actually been a second trailer that hardly anybody saw and we didn't even know it was out there either. Yeah. But it got us thinking as to like the general state of the fandom. Some people are like, oh my god, it looks terrible. There's a tiny little fraction of people, including yourself, who are like, actually, there's some stuff that looks quite good.
Yeah.
And so we're going to sort of dissect those things. I'm very much in the negative camp. Yeah. And I was one of those, oh dear god, what are you doing, people, after the first trailer. But I've slightly started to come around on it. So we've got 10 little reasons and we'll sort of just break them down. A couple of them actually come from myself, from the fan perspective, or whatever the hell I am, and the rest of it we can just sort of piece together from there. So there's all sorts of stuff to start breaking down, and what is the first reason that we should be excited?
So the very first reason we should be excited is the director himself, Shane Black.
Yes.
Who came from the original Predator film as an uncredited writer, as well as playing Hawkins, like geeky man.
Who I didn't even know until we started looking this up. Like, I'm obviously a huge Predator fan, but clearly not that much. Yeah. Because I only thought Shane Black was the guy that played Hawkins. I thought he was on the cast. I didn't realise that he was an uncredited writer.
Yeah.
So I always just thought he was pulling from his days on the cast, his experiences and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But man actually helped sculpt the original reason that the franchise matters. So that's good. That's very, very good.
John McTiernan actually admitted that he brought him out there as like this writer guy to help him. Like it was kind of like his dual motive of having him on set was so he could do
to oversee everybody else.
Yeah, like he could do on-set rewrites whilst they were stranded in the jungle together.
Right.
So
and if you need a reminder as to who Hawkins is, he's the man making all the crude jokes, trying to get Tommy to laugh. He's pretty cool. He's one of the guys that seems to have a really good grasp of humour, but we'll get to that stuff later. So next up is the second trailer. Now, this is very much a damage control thing, because the reaction to the first one, like I said, was just, oh dear God, there's a child controlling a toy, and then the toy is the Predator ship, and what are you doing, Shane Black? Like, I like subversion most of the time, but Jesus. So basically, there's a second trailer that got out there that didn't get anywhere near as much fanfare, where the studio behind it just recut a whole bunch of footage, added some stuff in, kind of just said to the fans, don't worry, we've got you. There's some stuff in here you're going to want to see. It's not all going to be messing around, Luke throws the saber over the shoulder type stuff. It's going to be fun things. I've got to mention The Last Jedi every single video I do. But that actually was way more promising. It plays itself way more safe. And it's a lot of explosions. They actually cut out all the stuff with the kid. You just see...
Which I think you're very happy.
Yes, I'm happy about that. Although obviously we all know the truth, that is the way the ship gets controlled and whatever. But it's a way more confident step to put forward. And Boyd Holbrook looks more solid. Like his character seems like he has more drive. Like he's kind of picking up the pieces of the Predator attack and all that kind of thing. That second trailer made me go, this looks great. I just have to pretend that I didn't see the first one, which isn't great. But it shows that they're very much aware of what the fans want. They're very much aware of continuing, I don't know, delivering the sort of scenes that people want to see. And the thing that we noted down is that the second trailer actually ends on a hell of a shot. They actually show what could be the reason a lot of people would go see it, the mutated genetic Predator-man hybrid thing. Which is the crux of the whole movie. The Predators are trying to like harvest different species, different races to become even stronger. And the one that we see at the end of the trailer is like this massive thing.
Yeah, it's like mega predator.
It's like mega predators, and he's like either, I don't know, half predator, half human, or something like that, which is kind of cool to see.
Well, we don't know yet, but from the first trailer, which you hated so much,
it was horrible.
Olivia Munn mentions that they're looking for hybridization as like what they've come for. So we can only assume that it's like humans that they're using to manipulate their predatory
It is
things.
weird that they would go hunt humans when the Yautja are so badass. Like why they're massive, clearly stronger. I mean, I guess Arthnold beat one, so whatever. But I don't know. At least
that's my impression of
that's close. I know that's what they sound like when they're about to die, but near enough.
Humans are an alright thing to choose as their hybridization, even though they're like prey or whatever, because like you say, one has beat them. Every film we've like overcome them and like defeated them, even Alien vs Predator and that sort of thing, so I feel like they've got something to prove. Or maybe
very quick fan theory time. What if Dutch's kid is in this? Not that I don't even know if he has a kid. But what if they're like, oh, that DNA beat us, and that's maybe Shane Black's little nod, and then little mini Arnold's gonna show up. And then that'll happen.
He's claimed to like push away from the other films, and it's a standalone.
That's what he wants you to think.
Yeah, exactly. But like I was gonna say, maybe this is all a ploy.
I'm putting that out there. I'll put that out there right now, even though this isn't a fan theory video. That's sorry for that film theory. Go check that out, but not just yet. Another thing with having a whole bunch of like fancy ass predators is that in the final shot from the new trailer it shows that they're going to start fighting each other. It's something that was in Predators, a movie that we like, that like a fraction of the populace have saw and thought was good. Everybody else was put off by Adrian Brody trying to do his best Arnold impression, and it was terrible. But, well, he was terrible. But the movie's very, very good. And one of the things that happens towards the end of that movie is all sorts of predator on predator violence, which is just a cool thing to see. It was something that AVP movies try to do, and that, for me, those are the only watchable parts of those movies. Not Requiem, because it's a tire fire, but the first one, when all those people are fighting each other, it's great. And that just seems like that's going to be the big finish in this movie. Obviously, they've had to kind of give it away for the sake of damage control in the trailer, but it is cool to see.
Yeah, I think it will be a very interesting point for them to go through, because there's already 2 races of predators, isn't there? So this will be number 3.
Yeah, there's like different hierarchies, like elders and stuff. I think they're all one race.
Or tribes, should I say?
Yeah. Tribes? I mean, there's like
There's 2. There's 2 of something. There's Yautja and there's the other guys.
This is, I don't know, but there's definitely there's a whole load of them anyway, and there's elders and ones that have been around for thousands of years and all that kind of thing. But I think the way that he's setting it up is that the new predator, the predator in the movie, is basically like a cipher for the original one. Yeah. Like he looks very much like the old school armor, and I think the hybrid is his way of saying you're fighting the new thing. Yeah. You're fighting your new self. It's something that Logan tried to do with like Wolverine and the whole copy of himself. So that's very interesting, at least thematically.
Yes. So, more things to be excited about. It's all practical effects.
I think that's becoming a Shane Black trait. I can't think of any recent movie that he's done where he's relied on CG even remotely. Yeah. Because he's obviously a very old school kind of guy. It reminds me a little bit of the way that Christopher Nolan approaches the industry, where he's just like old school film, like film ratios and all that kind of thing. Practical effects have lost their way. They have. And hardly any movies fall back on them anymore. That's great. I mean, that assumedly means that everyone's going to be in costume, and you can argue that stuff can look hokey, but for me, there's no better way to do it.
It ages so much better, like when it's practical effects. Like look at the original Alien films, look at the original Predator films, and then look at them compared to the new stuff, and it's like practical effects are what is needed. That doesn't mean there's going to be no CG, so that it's going to be like a blend of the two, but rely as much as they can on getting everything in camera, so it's going to look a lot more gnarly than it could do.
That's good, and that'll help with the fight scenes too. Because assumedly, when you're actually filming the choreography of Pred on Pred, then you can just have 2 guys batting the shit out of each other, exactly. And it'll look pretty good. So yeah, I'm up for that.
Talking about batting the shit out of each other. For the cinematography, Larry Fong is the guy that's running it all. Which maybe you don't know his name, but you definitely know his work.
Cringe incoming.
He's Zack Snyder's guy. So even if you hate Zack Snyder, but appreciate his visuals, you actually like Larry Fong. Zack Snyder isn't that bad. Putting it out there. Throw that bomb into
He's not that bad, is he? He's not that bad. He's just made a lot of mistakes. But Watchmen was good. We would say Sucker Punch is alright. Sucker Punch is pretty good, even though it's probably terrible if you start getting into the politics of it. But whatever. Snyder's got some good moments. And one of the things that he's obviously known for is cinematography and visuals. And he has a very visually identifiable element.
And that's actually Larry Fong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even his, to be fair.
Exactly. So if you're going to take that sort of comic book sensibility that a lot of people like Snyder for and inject it into Predator, it all should fold into the whole idea of a group of people going up against a Predator or going up against this mutant Predator. At least that's going to, bring in the comic book style stuff, which I am all for.
Yes, I think that will work amazingly well for this sort of film. Like, it has got that whole vibe, and Larry Fong is good.
Sure. So our overall big reason, our biggest takeaway from this is pretty much just bet on Black. Shane Black has not made a bad movie. His last thing was Nice Guys, one of the most overlooked, one of the most overlooked, underrated movies of recent memory. And Shane Black has got a hell of a track record. He's very comfortable, great scriptwriter, knows exactly the material he's working with. The Predator has been in production for years. It's been ages since it first got announced, and he was initially tagged to it. Guy was on the cast, Guy helped write the original one. As much as we can look at the first trailer and we're like, oh god, they're changing stuff, and I was, you still have to bet on Black, essentially, because man knows what he's doing.
He does.
Yes.
If you look at all of his other work as well, which is something that's worried people, is that Predator's going to have some funny moments. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to make things funny as well as blending other genres together. Like, it isn't going to be a problem. And like, think of the original Predator film and all the funny moments in that, with like Arnold being like, ugh, stick around.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
it's gonna be a good thing.
If they start, because obviously they're doing practical effects, they're going back to the original, they've got Black on board. If they can bring back the one-liner, then I'm all for it. Marvel keep trying and they don't do it well enough. If you can bring it back and have, I don't even know. You pick your favourite honourable one-line, let off some steam, Bennett, or whatever. If they can bring that back to the front of cinema again and have every action movie having some shitty one-liner again, I'm all for it.
Get to the chopper.
There's a myriad of stuff from Predator, so yes. And there's all sorts of over-the-top testosterone-fueled imagery that they can bring across from Predator too. Predator as well, I mean. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it seems like the deck is stacked in Predator's favor. Everything is kind of lining up. Shane Black seems great. The casting is mostly solid. We didn't pick apart particular specific actors because it's just fine. Yeah. But they can get fed to the Predator and it'll look great.
Yeah, exactly. So, who cares? They're gonna die. Meh.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything relating to the Predator in as far as getting excited about it. There's all sorts of things that you can focus on if you want to be negative about it, and Lord knows I do. But for now, we can focus on the good things too. I've been Scott from oculture.com.
I have been Ash.
We'll catch you guys soon. Bye.